Hi everyone, Esther here from Estherastrohealing. Thank you so much for tuning to my channel. Today's video I want to dedicate to Saturn. As all of you remember, Saturn enters last year sign Capricorn. And the Capricorn, it's very familiar to Saturn because the Capricorn represented by Saturn. A couple of things I want to mention about Saturn, which is really, really important for us to remember. You know, Saturn is the gas giant. And it's take really long time for Saturn to retrograde and get from one sign to another. It's about roughly about 2.5 years. So if you calculate every 28 years, we have opportunity to work on a certain sign every time when Saturn change. Its change is relative to us as well. Saturn in natal chart represent energy of your tikkun, of your correction in a sense. Because when you see somebody's chart, according to Saturn, I can say many things about current life correction tikkun, according to previous life incarnation. And Saturn, extremely important planet. What is really Saturn? How for us to really to understand the Saturn? Saturn is the planet, really planet of restriction, planet of discipline. Saturn really came to help us to understand things on the righteous level, really on a truthful level. So if usually the first part of our life, Saturn giving us hard lessons in order for us to understand and learn, and then we can greatly benefit from Saturn as well. So when you look at Saturn really from Kabbalistic perspective, we can see that Saturn been given name Shabtai. And what is as well, Saturn represent Shabbat, Saturday. So this is the huge, because if you really think, what is the higher and the bigger than Shabbat? Nothing. It actually says that no holiday can overcome Shabbat. So every week we have Shabbat, we have Saturday, we have tremendous energy, opportunity to connect to our soul, to work on ourselves in order to activate the higher of selves inside of ourselves, right? So the Saturn really, a lot of astrologers try to make something from Saturn, like really scare people from Saturn. But if you really think, Saturn represents our best interest. It's like you decide to go to see a guru, and when you study from guru, you not question, you completely trust and understand. So Saturn is like a good teacher, good guru. He's giving you homework. He's required of you to really follow up, to be on time, to be truthful, not to manipulate other people. What you say, it's exactly what you think, your intention. So if you really think Saturn, it's one of the best planets we have, because if you really know how to work with Saturn, you can work on your tikkun. What is the tikkun? Your correction. It's one of the main things we can. Because according to Kabbalistic astrology, when you take a chart, two major things you need to look at the chart. It's number one, your south and north node, which is really important. It's represent where your soul came from, what's as well the life lessons. And Saturn is the grandfather, like a really caring, strict grandfather who really wants you to finish your tikkun, to work on yourself. And therefore, you need to really learn how to work with that. I will go through all 12 houses, because right now Saturn in Jupiter in full retrograde. So when they're in full retrograde, they actually losing the power in a sense. For us, they affecting us even more by being closer to us, because every time when planet retrograde, it's not just it's moving back, it's actually getting closer to us. So this is the great opportunity. Now, one thing we need to understand, last year Saturn moved from which sign? From Sagittarius. What is the Sagittarius? We were required for the last 2.5 years prior to Saturn moved to Capricorn to understand how to study, what is the spirituality, what school of thoughts we want to connect, right? So this is what the Sagittarius is mainly about. Now, as soon Saturn moved to Capricorn, it's different ball of game. It's pure karma. And it's only 1 in 28 years. So I don't want us to waste the time and opportunity until next April 29, 2022. This video is very, very relevant. So I really recommend for you to check your chart. You can stop my video right now, go to the link below. I provide the information where you can go and calculate, check your, according to Sidereal Babylonian system, not according to Western astrology, because we deal directly with the sky, really astronomy, what's really happening in the sky the moment of your birth. And many times the sign you think it's not necessary because it's lost 23 degrees. You remember one of my videos, and as well under my video, I have this information. So I wanted to go in and check what really you're rising according to sidereal system. And then according to the rising, we're going to check exactly where the Saturn right now until next April, and use opportunity for you to really take this seriously and really work on it, because it's on your will. Saturn has ability to give miracles. We always say this, Jupiter, Jupiter, it's really the planet always giving us so many blessings, more than we actually deserve many times. But Saturn only gives us what really deserves, and this is the best, because what is the difference between to win $1 million or actually to plan the business, to work hard, to overcome so many difficulties in order for you to make this $1 million, but through your own talents, through sleepless nights, through so many things you need to overcome. So it's a big difference, right? Not to underestimate definitely Jupiter. As we know, one thing is what I want to mention. I always compare Saturn and Jupiter to two schools of thoughts, of Hillel and Shammai. And those of you who are familiar, and if not, I do recommend for you to maybe Google and to check. It's really amazing. Those two big giants, tzaddikim, righteous souls, live at the same time. And they always have a discussion, interpretation of spirituality. And they had different school of thoughts, but they always have a same mission in order to help people to elevate the consciousness, right? And this is really good for us to remember that. Now, as you can see on the Shammai, on his forehead, you can see it's in Hebrew, it's called tefillin. Tefillin, which is men put every morning except Shabbat in order to pray. And there's a whole system about, a lot of books reading about. But the reason I brought this to your attention, because what men have here in the forehead, you see the square, this is actually Saturn. So we need to ask ourselves, how come Saturn being used every day, daily, plus Shabbat, in order for us to connect to real truth, to real consciousness, to pure of understanding of the creation. So Saturn is really amazing, and it's really, I recommend for us to connect to the Saturn, to his energy, and to understand Saturn purpose in our chart. And I'm going to discuss houses, and as well, each house represented by certain sign. So you can use this video as well, not just for the period of time until next April. You can actually check in your natal chart as well where the Saturn, what sign is represent, and then you can check what the house I'm going to talk, what sign as well. So you can check not just according to your rising right now where it is. You can check as well where the Saturn in your natal chart, and to understand better this energy. What else I wanted to tell you as well? What really important to remember about the Saturn energy in your chart, it's we are soul before we return. Each time we return to Malchut, to this dimension, we ask actually to return many times, because our soul so high and see no limitation when we're close to Creator, right? To collective consciousness. So when we are sent back again and again and again inside of our body, we forget what we knew. But with the energy of our natal chart, because our soul choose exactly the time, the moment of the birth, and as well family and a country we're born, in certain environment, social environment, emotional environment, and lack of things. It's exactly what's missing to our purpose, to our to complete our Tikkun process. So Saturn, one of the most important planets, I can't stress enough. So I hope you will benefit from this video and you will enjoy this information. Don't forget to subscribe and to put like only if you feel you benefit from this information. And I'm looking forward right now to connect to each of you through your rising sign. Let's Let's begin. My dear Aquarius, this Saturn transit, it's actually in your 12th house. And it's very important period of time for you. You know, it started last year and it's continue until next year. Um, I think April, yes, April 29. So right now it's in the full force until November, right? It's like in full transit, and this is the time for you to really pay attention to what I'm going to tell you. Please take this proper way. I'm not geared here to give you bad news. I'm geared here to actually explain to you what's happened, because this opportunity only happened once in 28 years. And if you will know how to use this opportunity, because then Saturn is going to move to your first house, you need to be prepared. This is how universe work. In order for you to earn to be in the first house, like your Jupiter right now in the first house, it's unbelievable time. But in order for you to benefit from Jupiter, you really need to work with Saturn, because those two giants, they work together, and there's a reason right now. So what does really 12 house represent? It represent intuition, psychic realm, mental health. Mental health, please remember, because you guys, from the time you're born, you channeling things this not every human can handle. And now in the 12th house, you're going to really feel more intense. It's almost you're going to connect to different realm, and you will need more support. It's house of empathy, medium. It's a loss of self-worth, right? It's addiction, it's self-sacrifice, it's anything behind the scene, it's insecurity, and as well it's a sleep. So let's understand a little bit on more practical level what you need to do to work. First of all, you need to work on your subconscious, work behind the scene, and you need to understand your thoughts. It's really important. So in the 12th house, you experience serious, heavy period of time, in a sense, mental period of time. You have to clean out yourself within yourself very carefully. You need to understand, you actually need to reevaluate even your diet, your sleep habits, because this is everything right now. 12th house, it's not, 12th house do not belong to our realm. You literally right now live in different dimension. So you need to know about this, Aquarius, because you are very special people. Look at the sign. Look at the barrel with water. It's connected to a river of life. Do I say more? You like you most of you came almost like from realm of angels, very special souls. You need to let go of any garbage inside, any baggage of things then holding you back, because you need to understand your thoughts is not who you are. You need to control your thoughts. It is not easy to face your own issues, but you have to. You have no choice. I'm telling you, if you really know how to do that, you're going to take yourself completely next level. And especially nowadays, then everything's so intense, the cause and effect have almost no space, right? So we feel everything almost right away. If our grandparents, our parents used to live in completely different time, the quality of the time was different. Now everything, whatever's happened, we right away see and feel. So the things that you are hide from yourself, that you deny, this is the time really to face it, require your attention the most. You can run, escape, hide. I'm telling you, it's like for the long run, you will see the way how you're going to handle this period of time, the people you surround yourself, because no matter how strong you are, you're a very sensitive sign. And you can disappear without showing to people, but inside you feel a fire. So you need really to let it go. Do not pay attention to many things, but not to pay attention just on the 1%. Really to have a deep understanding why you shouldn't take things inside. Continue to do so. You will face consequences if you won't deal with this. Your fear will grow, or if you're going to study this period of time, if you're going to connect to higher wisdom, this is where you came from. It's like part of your breeding system, the spirituality, but real spirituality, not just meditation, not just talking about spirituality, really to be strong spiritual being. It's required a lot. It's required to make right decisions, who should be your friends, not to be like friends to everyone. You need to give love to people, but you have to save your energy. There's so much we carry with us, from past lives. And this transit give us a chance to get rid of all of this. It's it's like so important. I can't stress enough. This isn't usual good time to begin anything for you. Don't start importing things, right? Rather end things, rather to evaluate things, reevaluate them, right, on your business level, and introspective, like in face your subconscious level. Like really, this is good time to start not just therapy, like to connect to some teacher, to connect to group of people who really connect to high spirituality, because by end of the transit you should have much less weight on your shoulders, and when Saturn moves to your first house, you're gonna you're gonna have like so much support from, you always have support from above, but then you're gonna feel real creator within you. Because remember, I'm talking not just to you as a human, I'm talking to God inside of you. I'm i'm trying to reach out to your soul and tell you, separate the illusion from the reality and the spiritual realm. And so take care of yourself, and just remember, right now it's really important time for you. And if you don't do meditation, if it's your not normal routine, this is the must. You need to learn meditation because it's going to help you even more. Okay, I wish you many blessings, much love, all the best. Bye bye.